Let me tell you guys something about Marina Beach and its history. I don't really know where to begin because Marina Beach history is a long fucking story. It begins over 6,000 years ago with the Chumash Indians, who referred to the area as a place to find tarmac. So Marina Beach was known as Tar Ranch due to all the tarmac basically the Chumash Indians have found there. In 1789, Catalan Balaguer and parties camped in the area. They camped at the beach where basically they, fished a lot and, also traded a lot because they had an Indian village, maybe like around 40 people lived in that Indian village. It was pretty nearby the beach. The Indian village can't be found anymore, so you guys shouldn't search for it. It's basically disappeared. It was just a small village back then, and that's basically where they traded, their fish they fished and the tarmac. So it was a perfect trading place for them. So now we skip quite a lot in the timeline to the 1850s, where Tar Ranch, basically the ranch where they gathered all the tarmac, they also fished a bit, but fish wasn't really so profitable as tarmac, so it was called Tar Ranch, was granted to John Gissett by Goria Joseph. But it wasn't long-lived. The ranch was later acquired by Phillips Cordone. The ranch was purchased for maybe somewhere around 500 head of cattle. Later on, a guy named Calvert owned a section of Tar Ranch around the beach area, basically where you guys can now find the pier of Marina Beach, as he gained a share of the land by Phillips Cordone. There he established a fishing business in the 1870s, as the Pelito River proved to be the perfect river for fishing, and he also built a boat dock area known as the marina now. His structure can still be seen like the pier. It's basically still in Marina Beach, like it was back then. Though the marina did change quite a lot over the years. It doesn't really look like the marina Calvert built anymore back then. In 1889, Phillips Cordone hired a cartographer to survey and design a map of a town called Marina Bay. So yes, Marina Beach back then used to be called Marina Bay. 2 years after, in 1891, the pier was severely damaged due to heavy earthquakes, which brought down a lot of hills down with it as well. The small community of Marina Bay, with its around 180 people, started repairing Calvert's pier as well as building new homes around the earthquake area, as due to the earthquake the terrain got pretty flat, as before it was pretty hilly, but now it's basically flat. It was the perfect area to build houses, even though some people had doubts because they had the fear of an earthquake happening again, but it didn't really stop them to build houses there. So yes, the residential area in Marina Beach on the right side is pretty much the oldest part of the town along with the pier. Now let's jump once again pretty far ahead in the timeline. Phillips Cordone's son, Stuart Cordone, realized the potential Marina Bay had for tourism. Also, as the fishing industry was on a decline and Calvert couldn't really sustain the town anymore with its fishing business, they needed something else. So Stuart Cordone built the first hotel in Marina Bay, which is called the Chilliwack Lookout Suite, in the 1950s. And you can still see the hotel, right? It's the hotel with the lighthouse. It got renovated a lot over the years, of course, but pretty much the structure is still there from back then. This is Marina Bay's first hotel. In 1951, Marina Bay was renamed to Marina Beach as the name attracted more tourists. Because which guy goes to a place called Marina Bay to chill there, you rather want to be in a beach, so Marina Beach was the perfect name. along with the rise of the tourism as an industry in Marina Beach. So after tourism took off quite a lot, many more hotels were built as the Bay Inn Hotel. People moved in, land value increased, and Marina Beach expanded afterwards rapidly. The whole section with the Chiliad lookout suites, this whole part of the town is basically pretty new, except of course the hotel itself, which was there since 1951. But everything else is pretty new. That's why Marina Beach has so many modern buildings, as well as soon the land value increased, a lot of people, started building their houses there, as it was pretty profitable for real estate business as well. And this is pretty much Marina Beach whole story, whole lore.